coming lower. Into forward for me, Ira. Okay, girls, I'm coming in now. I used a 1A blade first up and through here. Always going with the grain instead of against the grain, okay? I drop down to a 1 blade, which is smaller. As I come in, and when I rest this on the skin, the first thing I do is I set the crown to him. What I'm doing, instead of coming in like this, right there with a beveled edge, I'm coming in putting it on the crown first, okay? Then when you set it on the crown, you're not actually cutting hair yet. Then as you move down, I bring it down on that beveled edge. That way you don't end up putting a line right here from one size to the next. Because it's very easy on this type of hair. 2A blades, a 1A and a 0A. They are in between. This is in between a 1.5 and a 1. That's a huge gap in this type of hair. The 0A blade, which I'll go to, is in between the 3-0 and the size 1. That's a huge gap in this kind of hair. Okay, so they're in between. So we went in with a 1A blade, and we came all the way around going down with it this way. Okay, working. And when you work your blade, what I was teaching Ira, when you work your blade down, remember, guys and girls, that this outside blade is a comb. It doesn't do anything but comb and separate hair. That's all it does. That cuts. Okay? So when you're working it down like this, I take smaller strokes like this so that that comb can actually comb that hair for me and separate it. Because this hair's curly. It wants to retract. So it's constantly doing it. So like Ira, I told Ira, you know, I'm doing less of this the whole time. Okay? Because I'm using this. So it's just a quicker way of going at it. Okay? Now, when you come in from one blade size to the other, like I was just showing her, rest the crown of the blade. I call that the crown right there. Rest that crown of the blade on there first. Then as you go down, bring it on the beveled edge. Okay? That way you don't come in and put a very, very thin line there that you gotta go get out. Okay? Okay? As I turn them, look at the nice blend that's going on here, okay? We got a really nice blend going on from here now. Now we're going to drop out of the number 1 blade, and we're going to go to the 0A. Right here. Disinfect this blade first. Yeah, now look at the length difference we got going on. Okay, there's a 1, there's a 0A. See the thickness of the steel? Right here? That's the difference. Okay? That's the difference. Now, here's where we started. A 1A. Look at the difference now. That's huge in this hair. It's huge. Okay? Now, as I come into the back here we go. We're going to put it on the crown again, and we're staying down lower. I'm on the crown right there, and I flatten it out. Short strokes. See how it's combing the hair for me? See that? Okay? It's giving me that separation. So I'm not constantly doing this, doing this, doing this. Okay? Come in. I'm on the crown first. Then I go on the beveled edge. Side here. Now just with the corner of the blade, come around the ear. Nice blend going on. Yes. I'll show you. I'll show you. She's asking when I want to do this part. Put the line in there. Can I etch it out for you, brother? We're going to etch it out. I'll show you. You don't use this. You can't get it with this. Okay, we're going to go in with a finisher, and then I'm going to give you some barber secrets on how to get that finisher closer. Okay? Now notice, look at the blade right here. This is at the scale, this isn't. Notice, I'm just working with the corner here. Because you're going shorter to long, okay? So as I come around the ear, notice that. I don't flatten that whole blade out. I'm working with a small portion of it. Now, at this point, I'll turn it over on the very bottom. Way down here now. I'm way down here. This, you're always going to do this, okay? And don't try to do big passes, okay? Doesn't work. It's better if you just work it with smaller passes, using a portion of the blade is going to do a nicer job on this hair tie. If you try to make a big pass, and let's say you went a little too high, too short, now you got a big patch to try to fix, okay? You're coming in this way, you actually get to watch it come together without getting into trouble, okay? Now, those of you that have not done a lot of African American hair yet, but it's coming in the door, the demand's there, I advise you to start at the back of the head. Don't start here like I did, okay? Until you learn what these blades will do on this hair type. Because this hair type, if you take a 1A blade and run it up against the grain on a white guy, it's going to leave visible hair. You take a 1A blade on his head and run it up, it's going to look like he just started letting it grow back out. That's the difference in the hair type, okay? That's why I go upside down and go down. Until you learn what a blade is going to do on this hair type, I advise you to start in the back. Because you can always fix the hairline back here. Bring it up a little. We got nowhere to go over here, okay? Just words of advice till you learn what these blades will do with that hair.
It's funny watching it. Nothing's falling off.
After this blade, are you going to use a lighter, tighter blade?
Yes. We're going to go down to a 3-0 right down in here. 3-0 down in here. Okay? Going to get down.
Go 5-0.
No, we're not doing a bald fade on it, okay? We do make a 5-0. He was just asking for me, if you're going to do a bald fade, you're going to go there, okay? But my finishing blade, which actually the finisher gets about a 7-0, that's what we're used to line out, okay? So we've got it tightened there. We'll take this off. Now we go to the 3-0.